Welcome back. All right, so the second of four reviews for tonight, we're going to talk about the Ottawa Senators, the Carolina Hurricanes. Bit of an epic game we got out of this one, wasn't it? And I almost needed to use a second board. Not yet. It's going to happen at some point in the playoffs, but not tonight. It's Ullmark versus Anderson. Zub was not in the lineup for Ottawa, which I think we kind of guessed from the news today. And so that put Lassie Thompson into the lineup. Early pressure by the Canes. Ehlers has a 2-on-1 chance that saved. Carrier then fires one wide on a rush. Sanderson has a net feed that's blocked. The Canes rush the other way. Puck lands on the Canes goal line, does not cross. So frustrating for the Sens, who of course got shut out in the first game to see that. Then there's a kick save on Svechnikov as the Canes get some pressure. Shots are 5-2 Carolina at 4.5 minutes. Ottawa gets some pressure of their own at 5 minutes. We get a power play for Carolina. They cycle. Hall has a net drive that's blocked. Stall's denied on a cross-ice pass. Puck's cleared out. And then at 6:31 during that power play, Stankoven chips one from the doorstep on a net feed. Hall and Blake with the assist. So 6:31 into the first period, we have a 1-0 lead for the Carolina Hurricanes. The Canes then look for another. Blake has a wraparound that's saved. It's really all Carolina at this point. Teams trade rushes. Giroux gets denied. The rebound's held. We get Freddie Chance going at that point in the game. So Carolina fans definitely approving of their goaltender once again. The Senators draw a power play. There's an early clear and then another. The Canes prevent a setup and they kill that power play off. No shots on net. Nothing gets there. So, tough one there for Ottawa, but we know how good the Canes power play can be, or penalty kill can be. There's a mask save on Svechnikov out of the box. So Svechnikov's always dangerous coming out of the penalty box. Shots are 12-6 Carolina with 8 minutes left. The Sens are kept to the outside when they get some pressure. The fans call one, the referee does not. Carolina pressures with 5.5 minutes left. Svechnikov goes back to the box. The Sens to the power play, meaning we get some booing from the crowd. Early clear again, and then another. The Sens cycle. Pinto has a shot that's blocked. Puck's cleared out, killed off. Not much trouble, I should say, for Carolina on that penalty kill either. Senators press are kept to the outside. Canes get some pressure with 1.5 minutes left. Then there's a post for Tkachuk as he can't quite bury that tying goal, and it's 1-0 Carolina through one. And those posts tonight, not the friends of the Senators. In the second period, Svechnikov has a net drive chance that saved. The Canes forecheck keeps the puck in the Sens zone. Hall has a rush chance then that's held 3 minutes into the period, Carolina with all 3 shots. Sanderson has a shot that's blocked. The Canes rush. The Sens pressure at 3.5 minutes. Giroux has a one-timer that's saved. Svechnikov's denied on a 2-on-1 rush. Gregg has a fast break that draws a Sens power play. There's an early clear. Tkachuk has a net feed then that gets picked off. There's a shorthanded Jarvis chance that's denied. Ullmark holds on. Pinto has a shot after the whistle. That draws a crowd. And that power play was killed off. Fogle can't bury one in close. There's a shorthanded rush by Stahl. And, Pinto's shot after the whistle was during that power play. Anyways, there's a shorthanded rush by Stahl. And during a 2-on-1 rush at 7:50, Aho scores 1 second after the power play came to an end. So it's not technically a shorthanded goal, but it could have been. Stahl with the assist, and that's at 7:50. Now, I'm going to say, too, this could very well have been updated for time so that it becomes a shorthanded goal. I've noticed the app does that a bunch this year. So there's a montage of frustrated Ottawa Senators. So if you weren't able to see that as a Carolina fan, you missed out. There are a lot of frustrated Sens slamming their sticks on the boards and slamming the door shut when they got to the bench. Clearly not happy with the amount of opportunities they're getting that are not going in the net. In fact, they're not hitting the net. Shots were 8-2 for Carolina at 9.5 minutes. Ehlers has a one-timer that's fired high as the Canes press for another. Hall gets denied. Ullmark holds. The teams trade turnovers. And then at 10:47, Ottawa scores. Batherson chips one in close to get the Sens on the board. Sanderson with the assist, so we have a 1-1 tie. Ottawa then looks for the lead. 2-1. 2-1 for Carolina. Missed the goal at the top. Come on, you just watched this game. You watched the whole thing, Shannon. So, although I will say that when there were 3 games on at the same time, it's a little bit hairy to follow everything. But anyways, that makes it 2-1 for Carolina. Ottawa then looks to tie it. I should just trust my notes, shouldn't I? There's a scrum on a Canes offside. We get 2 minutes of 4-on-4 out of that. Aho has a net drive that's blocked. Shabbat had a rush chance that was held. Jarvis can't bury a rebound as Carolina's making a push. Pinto was unable to handle a rush chance, just went off of his stick. And then at 16:40, Ottawa does tie it. Cousins goes 5-hole from the right circle. Greg with the assist, so we have a 2-2 tie. Slavin has a point shot that's tipped, and Ullmark holds onto it. Eller then has a near miss on a turnover. The Sens had some momentum late. Martinook's then denied on a rebound, and Carolina gets some pressure in the final 30 seconds. So we have a 2-2 lead, or 2-2 tie through 2 periods. Third period, Stützle has a net drive chance that's held. The Sens pressure at a minute and a half. The Canes start with the forechecking again. Heavy forechecking. The hits, honestly, Carolina's throwing a heck of a lot more hits than we saw during the regular season. Carrier has a rush that's defended. There's a near miss for Nikishin as Carolina gets some pressure. Stützle hits the outside of the net. The Canes rush after that. The shots on net are actually 3-1 Ottawa, 4.5 minutes into the third period. Sanderson has a shot that's kicked aside. The Senators pressure at 5.5 minutes. Canes were on their heels a little bit here. Ottawa had so many opportunities in this. The Sens are getting into passing lanes. Then there's back-to-back icings by Carolina. Stützle fires one wide from in close. Cousins then has a rush chance that's blocked, and Dylan Cousins, not Nick Cousins. Senators, they have near misses, although they're controlling, and it's still 2-2. So a lot of control for Ottawa, but just the near misses are just not helping them. More pressure by Ottawa with 8 minutes left. Greg DeGiroux near miss. Slavin then has a screenshot that's kicked aside. Pressure by Carolina with 5 minutes left. The fans call when the referee doesn't. The referee later in the period's told he sucks on another penalty that the fans were calling. The Senators press with 2 minutes left. Stalls denied from the doorstep late in the period. It's still 2-2. We're going to overtime. So in the overtime, the Canes pressure early. The teams trade turnovers. Pinto fires one wide from the slot. The Senators press are kept to the outside. Martinook has a rush chance that's held. Stützle fires one high on a rush. Carolina pressures at 5.5 minutes. The shots are 2-1 Carolina at the 6-minute mark. Good forechecking by Ottawa. The Canes get some pressure at 8.5 minutes, and the refs are letting them play. There were definitely some penalties that could have been called that were not. Definitely letting them play in the overtime. Chabot has a chance that's blocked. Puck's cleared out. Eller can't bury a rebound from the doorstep. Anderson holds on to the rebound there. The Canes pressure at 12.5 minutes. There's a kick save on Svechnikov as the Sens get pinned down a little bit. Then there was a post for Stützle on a net drive. The amount of posts, the amount of near misses. So many close calls for Ottawa. Carolina then draws a power play, and this is where things get confusing. So the Canes score during the delayed penalty, and then the review tells them it's offside. The problem is a bunch of Canes fans have already celebrated and left. So, and judging by the empty seats, some of them didn't come back. So, at any rate, the play's ruled to be offside, and it wasn't a penalty, it was a penalty shot. Now, I did get a kick out of Gary Galley saying, well, I never saw him point for a penalty shot, and play-by-play announcer saying, well, the puck went in the net, so of course he didn't point for the penalty shot. Touché. At any rate, it was a penalty shot for Martinook, and it's saved. So, very bizarre game. The rest of that overtime was kind of quiet, and we go to a double overtime. So, I had no idea how long this was going to go, but I know if you don't score in the first 5 minutes of an overtime past the first one, you might be going for a while that night. So, Svechnikov fires one high on a rush in the second overtime. Stankoven has a slot chance that's blocked. Carrier can't bury one in close as the Canes get some pressure. They wanted to end it. Greg has a net feed then that's held. The Sens get some pressure at 3.5 minutes. More pressure by Ottawa at 5.5 minutes. Stankoven has a wrister that's caught and held. He's had a fantastic series. Tkachuk looks to bank one in. At least that's what it looked like to me. Yeah, he was on a sharp angle. I thought he was looking to bank one in off Freddie. The Canes pressure at 9.5 minutes. The shots on net are 4 apiece, 10 minutes into the period. There's a crossbar for Amadio from in close. Another post. Another close call for Ottawa. Stankoven has a rush chance that's blocked. Hall has a rush chance that's kicked aside. And then at 13:53, Martinook ends this. A shot from the high slot. The assist to Ehlers and Miller. And that wins the game. Gives Carolina the 2-0 series lead with the 3-2 double overtime win. So epic game. Ottawa's going to be having nightmares tonight about all the opportunities they had that just didn't go in the net. And it happens. I don't know how many times over my lifetime I've seen a team have all kinds of opportunities and then the puck goes the other way and it goes in the net. And it kind of felt like that tonight, even though I'm not saying Carolina played bad. I just thought Ottawa played a great road game tonight. So Tkachuk had 6 shots. Gilbert had 7 hits for Ottawa. On the Carolina side, Svechnikov had 7 shots. Carrier, 12 hits for Will Carrier. Omark saved 43 out of 46. He was very good. He's not the reason that Ottawa's down 2-0. Freddie Anderson's a big part of it. 36 saves on 38 shots. Another very good game for Freddie Anderson. Ottawa went 0 for 3 on the power play. Carolina had one power play, and they scored on it. The hits were 52 to 42 for Ottawa. I was so thinking this was going to be the game with 100 hits. It didn't happen. All right, there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, hit like and subscribe in the event you may not have done so already. Thank you guys so much for all your support. It's greatly appreciated. I will talk to you again soon.